green juice today, huh?
Oh yeah.
How'd they look?
Okay. What I was disappointed in was, I think when either side had success today, it was more that the other side didn't do right, more than the team that had success did right. You know what I'm saying? Whether they got stopped on offense, because we dropped the ball or fell down on the route or missed a throw, and on defense, whether it was a guy was there and missed a tackle, or in that's football, I know, or lost contain on a scramble or something like that. It was more, the mistakes disappointing to me today were more, the success that each side had was more based on what the other side did wrong than more than what that side did right. And I didn't like that as much today. But we'll look at film and judge it. We'll see. That was just an impression.
What about your quarterbacks?
I thought EJ played good except for about one or two plays. Had a tough one, and one of them was bad. And like I say, controlled things well, pretty good. But it's hard. We're having a hard time controlling line of scrimmage, which makes it very hard. But it's kind of unrealistic on both sides. But still, okay.
Have you had many springs like this with this many guys?
No, not on offensive line. I mean, I've had some of them out, but not that many. Not that many.
It makes it difficult just to execute.
You can't get a realistic look either way. You know what I mean? You have to create things and situations to try to do it.
Secord and Trickett, have either of those guys start to separate themselves from the other?
We'll wait and see after the film. I'll grade after the film. Now, I don't think glaring out there was bad today, but and had a couple good things. But again, it's hard. Sometimes you can't see. I'll wait and see on the film and judge it.
Any defensive standouts?
There's a couple. I thought Greg made a couple good plays. He broke on plays, not where a guy fell down or dropped. Mike Harris, I think, had a play or two. I know it's tell Vince. I mean, up front, I say they do good, but it's kind of deceiving. It's very deceiving on what you see. But they're playing hard. They're doing what they're supposed to do. That's exactly what you want to do. I mean, you'd be worried now if something else. If you were running it up and down the field, that'd be worse. But nobody just jumped. We'll look and see. Those the guys do because those are space plays. You know what I mean? That you jump out at you. I'll look at the film and judge.
In their second spring, have you noticed the defense to be more comfortable and show improvement?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. Guys know what they're doing, where they're lined up. They got a lot of depth. So I'm telling you, we ought to be a very, very dominant defense. I think we ought to be a very good defense. No reason why we shouldn't.
One of the better competitions on that side of the ball, the defensive ends. Seems like you got four guys.
Yeah, a lot of guys that can play, which will keep guys fresh. Inside too. I know it's inside. Cam Irving, those guys are really coming on. Monte did some things. But Cam Irving now, guys, is going to be a heck of a football player. Cam Irving's going to be a big-time football player. That's all over.
In that position, you had to play some guys that weren't healthy last year.
Yeah, at times, and young guys, but there'll be plenty in there this year now. With guys coming in and what we got there, some of those guys. But the guys like that, Cam Irving, those guys like that, keep coming on. Be very happy.
Ask you about McAllister and Cummings this year.
Solid. At times, because see McAllister really flash at times. Darius has got a lot of ability, can do a lot of things. Needs to get a little more consistent, but at times he's powerful and athletic.
Offensive line still doing a good job considering injuries.
Okay, it's solid. Best they can. It's unfair sometimes. Some of the guys are having to block situations, but that's might happen on the season. A couple injuries away. That's all. That's what you don't realize. You're a couple injuries away from that happening at almost any position in any level of football. That's the way it is.
Any big plays stand out today, Coach, offensively running and catching?
Had a couple. Casey all caught a couple slants and broke them. Big. A lot of drop. Avis made a nice pick in 2 minutes. I thought Avis had a nice pick in 2 minutes. There was a couple runs, more of the threes though. On some runs, but our backs made a couple good runs. And
was there better ball security today among the backs?
Yeah, there was. There was one fumble. I don't know if they got that. That's the thing too. On defense, we got to get more turnovers. That's one thing. About it. You can be a big play and bend and stop and don't score, but you got to be able to create turnovers too. And that's part of it on defense too. I like to see a little bit of that more on defense, but on offense, I think they got one. Mike on the goal line down there. We had a route. Guy got slid on the route, and I think that was the only one. No, and then Avis in 2 minutes.
Billy's got his sling off. Is there any chance you might get him back?
There's a chance he can get back next week, which would be real good. That'd be good. I hated he lost because this needed to be a very technical spring for him. And really polish. And disappointing he didn't get a chance to get out there.
How was Joyner listed out of corner?
Good. Coach Joyner's a safety. Good. He's doing well. He's making plays. He's athletic. He can run in space. He'll hit you. like I say, some of our safeties said a couple times, I wish they would tackle them. We're worried about hitting guys instead of tackling guys, and there's a difference. Everybody wants to get on ESPN highlight, knocking somebody out. I'd rather get them on the ground. You know what I mean? And sometimes we got another difference with that on defense in general. You know what I mean? To keep good tackling. Got to wrap up. We act like we play with no arms sometimes.
Just bodies.
We just want to hit them. I mean, but that's because ESPN don't show nobody making a tackle. They want to see somebody throwing their body around. And that's part of probably what's contributed to a lot of the concussions, a lot of the craziness that goes on in football today. And it's not good tackling half, 3/4 of the time too.
Basically, one more week left. Feel you got most of what you need to get done.
No, we got a long way to go. I think on both sides. Like I say, I still think there's a lot of things we got to get ironed out in the next week and into the summer. But this is going to be a work in progress all the way into 2 days.
You brought up Cam. What have you seen specifically out of him?
Size, athleticism, speed. Guy's 6'5", 305 pounds. Guy's inside has girth. He can run. He's athletic. And he'll take a wrong step or so, but he does. Big guys do more by accident and other guys do on purpose. They eat space up. They get in ways. They get their arms in the way. I mean, I think he's really going to be a good player. He's got a chance to be a really, really good football player. As does Darius, some of those other young guys, but Cam can be. I think he got size, boy.
He's one of those guys you signed that really was off the radar in recruiting. You guys got on first. And is that pretty special when you guys identify a guy first?
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, I think he could. I mean, we knew coming in he'd be either side of the ball, D-line, O-line. I mean, I think he's a guy. If he'll progress, he can have a great future.
Was last year good relationship physically? I know you guys were.
It was because he was 17 years old too. So he was a young kid. So he's a baby. I mean, as far as age when he came in. So I mean, he was a 17-year-old. You know what I mean? So he was a young pup. He's going to be a really good player.
16-year-old coming in this fall.
Yeah. I hope we stop there. I hope we don't get no younger.
You guys good?
But it wasn't bad. I thought our effort was there. I thought there was some toughness. There was hitting. Just I like to see more execution on both sides. I like to see results because one side did well, not always because the other side, you stopped the drive because you dropped the ball. Well, that guy was open. Or you there and you're there to make a tackle and you miss a daggone tackle. You know what I mean? I mean, I'd rather see us block everybody, put a hat on a hat, and execute a little bit better. I guess what I'm trying to say. But we'll get there. That's why we practice another week. Thank you.